Good evening. We're live on Facebook Live. It's great to see so many of you here tonight. Thank you for your interest in studying at Hong Kong U Space on our PCL pathways to becoming a lawyer. I'm Danny Gittings, Head of Law Programs at Hong Kong U Space.
And I'm Thomas Ng, the Program Director for the Legal Executive Pathway.
Hong Kong U Space, we're all about serving students. We're a non-profit making organization which exists to put student interests first. So if you have any questions about being a student at Hong Kong U Space, joining one of our PCL pathways, we're here to answer them. Just put your questions in the comments field anytime, and we'll do our best to give you an answer as quickly as possible. We know that these are difficult times in Hong Kong. Many people are losing their jobs in all kinds of different professions, but you don't hear about lawyers losing their jobs. And in fact, if there's one industry that's more recession-proof than any others, it's the legal profession. All the surveys suggest that law remains an expanding profession, both in Hong Kong and around the world. It has high professional recognition, high social status, and of course, it's internationally prestigious, with many people who study with us going on to careers in law in different common law jurisdictions around the world. Hong Kong U Space, we have trained more lawyers part-time than anyone else in Hong Kong. We've been going for 60 years. We have a wide variety of well-recognized law programs. Some of them allow you to qualify as a legal executive first. In fact, we're the top provider of that legal executive education in Hong Kong. It's a great way to get your first legal qualification. But whichever path you follow, if you want to join the legal profession, you have to do professional legal studies. Professional legal studies through the PCL program before you can become a solicitor or barrister in Hong Kong. Please do think about that very carefully. That's perhaps the most important takeaway from us talking tonight. If you're even thinking about the possibility of becoming a lawyer, joining the legal profession in Hong Kong, you need to do professional legal training. And there's only one place to do that in Hong Kong, on the PCL program offered by the University of Hong Kong, Chinese U, and City U. These programs have limited places. You need a good course and you need good grades to join these programs. At Hong Kong U Space, we have large numbers of students joining the program every year, and you'll see why. But please, wherever you're thinking of studying, always ask, is this a program that gets its students into professional legal programs in Hong Kong? Because you don't join the professional legal program in Hong Kong, you won't be able to become a lawyer. And you also want to ask about the entry requirements. For most programs, most part-time programs, almost all other part-time programs, you have to take extra entry exams before you can join the professional legal stage of education on the PCLL. Those can amount to up to 13.5 hours. And while many students pass, I'm afraid there are also many failures. But at Hong Kong U Space, our students don't have to worry about that. Let's have a look at the entry regulations. You can see them there in the entry requirements. Hong Kong U Space is the only institution mentioned by name. Two of our courses, our two PCL pathways, specifically mentioned to say, you study those two courses, you don't need to take these extra exams that students studying at other institutions on other courses need to take. In fact, there are only 3 part-time pathways to becoming a lawyer in Hong Kong, which can avoid those extra exams. And 2 of them are here at Hong Kong U Space, the MMU pathway and the legal executive pathway. There's one other pathway which costs a lot more. You can consider that as well, the Juris Doctor. But for any other pathway, when you see other UK law courses advertised, please do remember, they don't cover all the subjects for entering professional legal education in Hong Kong. And you will need to take extra exams and take extra time on them if you want to follow the pathway to becoming a lawyer in Hong Kong. That's why Hong Kong U Space has far more students on the PCLL than any other part-time provider of English law courses in Hong Kong. Success rate varies from year to year, but the most recent statistics we have, 78% of our applicants being admitted to the PCLL. It's not just about the great rate about getting into PCLL. We do much better preparation for this professional legal training stage. Many of the teachers on our courses are teachers from the PCLL, teaching in their personal capacity. That means before you even join this stage of professional legal education, you've already met some of your teachers and you've become familiar with the style of teaching. Just ask our alumni. Please visit our website, hongkongyouSpace.hku.hk, study law, and you can see so many of our thousands of alumni saying they're so glad they started their law studies at Hong Kong U Space. It made it so much easier for them to continue professional legal training and on to successful legal careers. We have two part-time PCL pathways that avoid those extra exams that you study almost anywhere else you'll have to take. First of them, the MMU part-time pathway. That is a graduate entry program. It's an English award from Manchester Metropolitan University, well recognized in Hong Kong. As I mentioned, you don't have to take these extra exams required for other English law courses, but it also has the advantage of offering you a pathway to England, Australia, other common law jurisdictions. You can see how you really have so much choice if you're following our MMU PCL pathway. You can choose the Hong Kong track with this excellent success record of more students being admitted to PCLL for professional legal education than any other part-time English law program in Hong Kong. Or you can, because it's run in partnership with Manchester Metropolitan University, and it's also an English award, you can switch your studies to the UK at any time. Go to the UK to finish your studies, come back to Hong Kong, benefiting from this superior recognition, or continue down the path of qualifying as a lawyer in England. Just ask Ben. Ben's one of my former students. I taught him on this program 6 or 7 years ago. Now he's a solicitor at a top 10 global law firm in Manchester. And he told us, well, you study this course with Hong Kong U Space, great advantages. You'll stand out from other job applicants when you're applying for legal work in the UK. Or talk to Carol. Carol's my student 2 years ago. She's now in Australia, qualifying as a lawyer in Australia. Now, you want to be a lawyer in Hong Kong? We can exempt you from all the extra exams. Australia, not quite the same. We cut it down to 3. She told us when she got to Australia, she only needs to take 3 extra exams to follow the Australian path to becoming a lawyer. And you can see there from the list of subjects that we study, we cover all these subjects that if you study on other English law courses, you would have to take extra exams. The ones in bold, those are the ones that on other courses, they don't cover them all. Maybe some cover some of them, but none of them cover them all. And you study with us, you have 100% PCL compliance.
The other pathway that Hong Kong U Space offers is called the Legal Executive Pathway. And you start on the well-known Certificate in Legal Studies. In fact, we've been running this Certificate in Legal Studies for more than 30 years, and we have had a lot of students. So it's a well-defined pathway. The great thing about the Certificate in Legal Studies is a very gentle, easy introduction to law. First of all, you study 5 modules, 5 subjects, and then you can exit there, or most students continue on to the Diploma in Legal Studies, another 5 enhanced subjects, and then advance to the Advanced Diploma in Legal Studies, and then you can become a legal executive. All right, legal executives are assistant to lawyers, and it's a fantastic, job in the legal profession. If you have a look at the average monthly salary, right? The average is about $44,000 Hong Kong. And, if working for a big firm, you can even achieve a higher salary than that, depending on, your background, your experience, etc. Right? And it's a great stepping stone to becoming a lawyer. And the reason is because as a legal executive, you already are working in a law firm. You already have the experience, right? So it's much easier for someone like that to move on to become a lawyer. It's a very attractive law qualification. And the fantastic thing about this program is that you get an award at every single stage, right? You can have a look. You know, remember the 5 modules for the certificate in legal studies, which can be completed in about 12 months or less. Diploma in legal studies, again, another 9 to 12 months, another award. Advanced diploma, another award. The advanced diploma for legal executives, which is a pathway to PCLL, right? Another fantastic award, right? And a pathway to becoming a lawyer in Hong Kong. So if you look at the final stage, the advanced diploma for legal executives is a graduate level award, meaning that it's the equivalent of an undergraduate law program, right? So you don't need to go and start from scratch and do the LLB again. So by starting on a certificate, you're on a fantastic pathway to the ADL year ready. So 8 modules, which can be completed in as quick as 2 years. And the reason that you have 8 modules are because these are courses, right, which meets all the requirements for PCLL, right? So you don't need to go and do these PCLL conversion exams. It just, you do this program and it's all done, okay? You do need 3 years of legal work experience. In other words, we take into account, any of the work experience that you have, which are legal related, and this is going to meet the PCL requirements. There's a wide range of jobs which would qualify. Right? For example, you can be working as a compliance officer at a bank, as a legal executive, many different jobs which would qualify. Okay. Not only can you apply for both the regular PCL places, but at all the PCL providers, in fact, they provide extra places, right? So not only can you compete in the normal pool of places, but the providers actually give you extra places for people who have work experience. For example, at Hong Kong U, they say very clearly here on the website, 10 to 15 places, all right, for those students, who have legal work experience. And the same for City U, the same for Chinese U. So you have a lot more opportunity to get into PCLL, okay? Not only that, right? The certificate in legal studies, if you have a distinction, if you do the certificates, diploma, the advanced diploma in legal studies, another option is to go to the MMU graduate pathway, provided that you have a distinction, you guarantee a place. So, which PCLL pathway? Well, I must say they're both fantastic, they're both excellent programs, but some things to point you in the right direction, okay? So if you're a university graduate, of course, pick either one, the MMU pathway or the certificate legal executive pathway. If you're a non-university graduate, you haven't had an undergraduate qualification, then of course, you should start in the legal executive pathway. It's an open enrollment course, anyone can join, just apply, you can get in. If you want to become a lawyer in the UK or Australia, in fact, the MMU pathway is designed for you to qualify in the UK. And also, it's very helpful for you if you want to go to Australia, okay? If you want to, get the qualification of becoming a legal executive, and then as a stepping stone towards becoming either a solicitor or barrister, then we recommend the legal executive pathway. In other words, start on the certificate in legal studies. All right, so both are great, depending on your background, both excellent choices, which exempt you. You don't need to go and do, the PCLL conversion exams, right? It meets all the requirements, both programs. Just to make it easier for you, this is a easy to understand table. So if you have a look at the Hong Kong U Space legal executive pathway, okay, which is the talk about the certificate in legal studies. Again, as we emphasized before, no extra exams, right? No extra exams, very important, right? Unlike other programs by other providers, okay, no extra exams. And as we mentioned many times, all right, you can get the legal executive qualification. And then, however, this is a Hong Kong program, so you don't qualify in the UK. But the great thing is that every single stage, you get an award, all right? Certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, etc. It takes a bit longer because it's a gentler path towards studying law. However, think about this, right? You're working part-time or you're working full-time, study part-time, etc., etc. And the cost is very affordable. Look at the cost per year, very affordable, okay? In terms of the Hong Kong U Space MMU pathway, again, important. This is what this seminar is all about, right? No extra exams, okay? No extra exams. We can't say enough times because there's no extra exams.
Unless
okay?
you want to take more
Yes.
exams.
And, it's a faster pathway. So while you don't qualify as a legal executive, you can get the UK qualification, okay? And you have a, intermediate award, okay? And also, if for students who want to get the UK qualification, after 2 years, you're partially exempt. If you do the 3 years, you're fully exempt, okay? If you have a look at the other programs, right? Of course, JD is, quite good. A lot of providers offer JD programs, but have a look at the cost, right? This is a cost per year, right? So 3.5 years times that is
More than 400,000.
yes, as I mentioned sometimes to people, that's more than a luxury car, or you can put a deposit on a house. And the other UK law courses, sometimes widely advertised. However, extra exams, all right? So a lot tougher because you have to go through this barriers of passing extra exams. Okay. So when can you start?
Well, the legal executive pathway will be starting again in June. And in fact, you can enroll online now. Just go to Hong Kong U Space, hku.hk program CLS, and you can apply instantly online. The MMU graduate pathway will be starting in the autumn. That's an annual program. We only have one intake a year. That will be starting on September the 26th. You can apply by email. Just go and download the application form and send it in with the required documents. These are very popular programs for the legal executive pathway. It's first come, first served, and applications close as soon as the course is full. The course is often full substantially before it starts. So if you're interested, then I do recommend you investigate as soon as possible. Just scan the first QR code, and that will take you straight to the details about the legal executive pathway. For the MMU graduate pathway, scan the second QR code. And the important thing to understand about applying for the MMU graduate pathway is we give priority to early applicants. Not only that, because of COVID, we're waiving the usual application fee for students who apply before April the 30th. The MMU graduate pathway is a very popular program. Well, you've heard about the reasons, an excellent track record in terms of progressing to the legal profession. It's not surprising. We get large numbers of applicants each year, 400 to 500. Admission will be based on your grades, but this is where applying early really can make a difference. We can admit early applicants with lower grades. That doesn't mean you're guaranteed, okay? But it certainly means, and I read every application, it certainly means you have a higher chance of success if you apply earlier. So if you decide the MMU graduate pathway is the right path for you, it's really in your interest to apply as early as possible. Not only can you avoid having to pay the application fee if you apply now during COVID, but you also have a higher chance of actually succeeding in getting a place. Please remember, Hong Kong U Space, we're a non-profit making organization here to serve students. You come and study with us, we won't make a profit out of you. Our whole purpose is to serve students. That's why we're talking to you tonight. Okay? We want to know what your questions are. We know studying law is a big commitment, and although we're a lot cheaper than other providers, it still takes your time and your money. So whatever your questions, please ask us now, and we'll do our best to answer them. You can see our contact details there. There's a lot of information on our website, or visit our Facebook page. You're also welcome to email us or call us. But the best thing to do is to just type a question in right now, and we'll do our best to answer it. Thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you very much for your time, and we're going to be online for a while we answer your questions. So please give us those questions. We're very happy to inform you. Okay, thank you very much.
Stay safe, everyone.